Morning, all. Hope you're well. Early on a Saturday morning. We've got Paul with us, obviously, and I think we've got everyone who said they'd be on the call in now. So, Anton, I might just throw straight to you. I'll put myself on mute and let you take it away if that's all right.
Absolutely, that's more than fine. Paul, I presume you can hear me. Nice to see you. Thanks for chatting to us so soon after last night's fantastic game. For us as a spectacle, anyway. But what's your reaction to it? Because it was just a bit of a slugfest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an incredible game. T20 cricket is entertainment, and everyone who watched that game would have been excited to have watched it and see the power. On a really good Trent Bridge wicket, short boundary on one side. It was exciting. Unfortunately, the result didn't go our way, but in terms of what I saw from the game was very exciting. And we didn't play our best match, but we still give ourselves a chance to win the game. So some incredible batting, some power hitting from both sides, and it's one of those kind of wickets and stadiums that you don't want to be a bowler on because it's your margin for error isn't a lot.
After such a successful time for the England's, I was going to say one-day team, but one-day limited over teams, was this a bit of a kind of wake-up call that the next T20 cycle, the World Cup, it's not going to be easy?
Well, I think we know that the World Cups aren't easy to win, and there's a lot of destructive sides out there, and that's where these kind of games will help us build a squad and experiences that we can draw upon when we do come into World Cups and knockout stages. We've got two opportunities now to win the series. So it's almost like knockout cricket. And, playing against a strong Pakistan side like last night is going to be good experience going into the World Cup. But, I think, as I said, we weren't anywhere near our best last night, and still we gave ourselves a chance to win that game. Hopefully the experience of last night will sharpen us up for tomorrow at Headingley. In many ways, I'm excited because the majority of that side have been in 10 days of isolation. So you can't be too harsh on not quite executing the skills at times. But as I said, no excuses. Looking forward to the next two games.
As we've all been discussing recently, England's depth is massive. So how much of these next two games could be people potentially playing themselves into contention, but also maybe playing themselves almost out of contention because there are so few places up for grabs?
Well, there are a couple of spots that I guess that are up for grabs in the squad for the T20 World Cup. Hence the reason we are seeing these players put under pressure. But one guy who certainly put his hand up last night, Liam Livingston, I think that innings is exciting an innings as you've seen from in an English shirt for some time. The way he went about the innings and how clean he hit the ball right from the start was incredible to watch in person. But I'm sure as all English fans, it's exciting to think that how powerful that batting unit could be with someone like him in it.
It was an absolutely magnificent innings to watch. But what about the hair, though? Him, Jason Roy, it's an interesting take, right?
To be fair to the boys, they've stuck to the guns and got it done. It was mentioned a few weeks ago that they were going to get it done. So I don't think he's not going to be the only one. I think Ben Stokes is the next one to give it a go, but I can't see me trying that, I have to admit.
Hey, I'm just envious of hair, so don't worry about it. Final one from me. Look, what can we expect team-wise at Headingley on Sunday? Are there going to be more changes?
Well, the good thing is we got Josh, who's fit again, and he's ready to go. So he'll come back into the side. But we'll make a decision today on the side tomorrow, and go from there. As I said, we desperate to win the games. We've got two games to win the series, but at the same time, there is experimenting going on. Because we've got to give guys opportunities. It's as simple as that. There's not many games before the T20 World Cup, and you've got to give guys opportunities. So it'll be good to see Josh back in the ranks, a bit of experience, and obviously we all know what he can do at the top of the order. So we'll see tomorrow.
Sorry, is that potentially in for Johnny? Because we saw him take a knock to the finger, didn't we, last night? How's he?
Johnny's got a bit of bruising on the finger, but he seems fine. Everyone's fit and raring to go.
Great. Hope it goes well.
Cheers.
Thanks, Anton. Gibbo, we'll go to you, and then Matt will follow after that.
Morning, colleague. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks.
Good. Just on Liam, he kind of name checked you last night in terms of the work that you've been doing with him in terms of getting his base right to hit the ball. Can you sort of talk to us from your point of view what you've been working on with him, please?
It's very kind of him, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought so.
No, well, look, it's not just me. Mark's just got it as well. Did a good session down in Bristol in the indoor school there, and really just trying to get the consistency of his striking a lot better. We all know how far he can hit a ball and how powerful he is, but having a direction and real kind of precision in his training to understand exactly where he's hitting the ball and the trajectory of the ball coming off the bat. In the past, he's always been a little bit frustrated that his back hip collapses. I'm getting a little bit technical here, but which can then make him hit the ball a lot higher than he was hoping for. So just doing a little bit of work on how far that front foot goes out, really, and getting the base a little bit better. So getting the consistency, and very much, T20 batting can be like a golf swing, and just having that, making sure when the beans are going, when the adrenaline's going, that you keep the base nice and solid so you can get consistency in the strike.
Because one thing that you just referred to there is he's got unbelievable power, hasn't he? I mean, I guess in one way, it's, as you just explained, he's got so much power, he might miss hit for six quite regularly. But it sounds like you're making him think more specifically of where he's trying to clear the boundary, exact precision points. Is that fair?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Obviously, a lot of this is training based. So when you're going into a net, you have a good idea of exactly where you're trying to hit it, rather than just a swing and hoping it connects somewhere near the middle of the bat and it goes for six anyway. So it's just getting that mind switched on to getting the base right and having that precision. He's a very thoughtful, and he analyzes quite a lot. And as much as people might think that, he just stands there and swings, there's a lot of thought goes into his game. There's a lot of skill goes into that, and he works hard at it as well. It's this isn't just a God-given gift that he's got. He puts a lot of hard work and effort into it, and when you're a coach and you see that kind of innings, knowing that these guys are working hard behind the scenes, it's that's one of the reasons why you do the job. It's great to see, and I'll say it again. I mean, that was as exciting an innings as I've seen out of any of our white ball cricketers, and you think you've got a real powerful unit there, and then Liam does something like that. It's wow. It's adding something special.
It's a very difficult squad to break into, as you just alluded there. And obviously we mentioned the World Cup year, and it's on the horizon. 2 games before the squad's picked, effectively. I mean, he's done his case, and no harm at all, has he, with what he's done? Not just last night, but I guess with a bit of his bowling variations in earlier white ball games this summer, and his general batting and fielding. He's a bit of a bolter, isn't he, for that squad?
Yeah, of course. It's that batting lineup is a scary batting lineup. Opposition are going to look at it and think that's going to be difficult to bowl at. And when you got Stokesy coming back in just at the top of the order, it can be scary. And if the more players you can have like that you can draw upon, if you've got injuries, if you've got a little bit of loss of form, whatever it may be, the better. And we've seen the likes of Moeen Ali play those kind of innings in the past as well. We can't forget about him. But if you got all those guys firing like how they can, then it's going to be a very strong, powerful batting unit.
Just finally for me, we have seen in previous tournaments guys emerge on the eve of tournaments that maybe wouldn't have been in the first choice 11s before. I don't know if you can think of any particular examples. But I mean, I don't think in 2010, obviously, that we saw guys emerge. I mean, does it feel a bit like Liam's similar right now?
Oh, well, look, he's pretty hand up. It's as simple as that. You can't do any more than what he's done last night. He's got 2 more opportunities, I would have thought, in the next 2 games, and he's certainly put his hand up. And it'd be very hard not to pick a guy if he's playing like that. And as you said, what he gives as an overall package is very exciting. It's not just his power hitting. It also is what he gives with the ball. He's very much a modern T20 cricketer. He can bowl his leg spin, he's off spin, depending on whether he's bowling against right and left-handed batsmen. And he's an exceptional fielder. So as an overall package, these are the kind of players that you want to draw upon. It's exciting what we've seen over the last 10 days in white ball cricket. You've seen a team come in whilst the main guys were in isolation, and it shows the strength and depth that we do have. It's going to be a difficult decision come the World Cup, but the more players we can have like this, obviously the better for English cricket.
Thanks, mate. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Gibbo. Matt, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, hi Paul. Just sort of following up on what you were saying there. You obviously have seen Liam's progress over the years since he sort of came through for Lancashire. Do you feel like that awareness of his own game is probably the biggest stride he's taken in the past couple of years? Yeah,
well, it's a lot of experience. He's grown as a cricketer. He's had a lot of he's had a leadership role as well. You're always trying to build your game on technique, on experience, in different situations, and you can put them in the bank, and next time you get an opportunity, hopefully you can perform when you're under pressure. And he's shown that he's last night under serious pressure of needing 12 and over right from the start. It's that you can go out there and perform, and not just perform, but really take it to the opposition. So he's grown all the time. He's not the finished article by all means, which again is quite frightening to say. It's hopefully that's just a start from last night.
And then quickly, I wanted to ask as well about Morgan's form with the bat. He's probably had a bit of a lean patch in T20 internationals by his standards. Are there any sort of concerns there as far as you're concerned, or is that just the volatility of batting in that sort of number 5 role?
Look, we all know what Owen Morgan can do. He can play an innings as good as what Liam played last night. Sometimes in T20 cricket, it takes one shot to get yourself off and running. So I've got no concerns with Owen's form. One thing I do know about him is he'll not die wondering. He'll not, eat up balls because he wants to get himself in. He'll go out there and try to score boundaries and get himself back into form that way.
Lovely. Cheers.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Matt. Rory, do you want to take it away now?
Yeah, sure. Colin, just a quick one on Adil. Obviously, he was rested yesterday, I guess, to learn a bit more about Matt Parkinson and have a look at him in those pressure moments. I suppose you're heading to Headingley, and Adil will be in your first choice team, especially on his home ground. Would you expect that change to be made again tomorrow, or do you still feel like there's still a bit to find out about Parky, and actually that's the measure of what you need to find out over the next couple of games?
Yeah, I think look, it's a balance, isn't it? You want to win games of cricket, but it's important that we make sure every single position in the side is covered, and we understand what every player who's backing up the other players can do it. So it's important to give Parky a good chance. I think he's travelled around with us for long periods and not played a lot of cricket, certainly over the past 15 months, and we've got to see what he's like in every situation. So I think he'll come back in the frame of course, but again, it's still important to see what Parky can do, and he's had a good start. Obviously, in the 1 days, he bowled very well. And T20 cricket's a completely different game where you put under pressure from ball one. So again, it's important that we give him a good chance.
Cheers.
Thanks, Rory. Well, I think that's it for today, everyone. We'll leave it there. Cheers, and we'll see you.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, Colin.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers. All the best.